just provide the information that I do on my social media. And really what it is that I do, the essence of what I do, is really helping people connect deeper with themselves so they can obtain the desires that they want in their lives. So many times we get so focused on the lack of what we have, and all we do is bring in more lack. And so today I really wanted to talk to you guys about beliefs and how our beliefs shape the world around us. When we believe something, many times that belief isn't even our own. It's something that came from someone else, something else. Usually from a young age from when we were conceived to the age of 7, our brains are like sponges. And the environment around us gives us the information to tell us what it is that we need to believe in. And then we go our entire lives believing in something. And then when we're in our adult lives and we're trying to obtain something and we're wondering why we're stuck. I know many of you out there feel stuck. I so many times feel stuck. I'm like, why do I feel so stuck where I'm at? And this past year in September and then also in February, I threw my back out twice. Where I was in the emergency room, I literally couldn't move. I couldn't get off my couch. It was horrible. And when we have lower back problems, it means that we're feeling unsupported or we're having money issues or both, right? And I have been on this like really deep path of personal development for the last several years. And I wasn't understanding why my back went out because I wasn't feeling like that. I just, I have an awesome partner. I have a really cool business coach. I have a bunch of friends that really supported me. And I was like, what is going on? But the biggest thing that I realized during that process, I was also going through a transition. I was evolving into something new. And what I realized in that process is where I was feeling unsupported was my old belief system that wasn't carrying over into the new Mandy, the new person I was supposed to become. So I went through this really deep work for a whole week of really clearing out the old belief system that I was holding on to. And when we're transcending into something new, we sometimes grasp on so tight to our old beliefs and our old selves because it's so comfortable, and we grasp onto it with dear life, feeling like we need to carry that over, not understanding that our old beliefs do not serve the new us. And so in that period, I really realized I'm being asked to become something much bigger than what I was. And because of that, I need to shift the beliefs that I was holding on to make me become the person I need to be. So now every single day I ask myself, who do I need to become in order to achieve the goal that I'm trying to strive to get to? And the practice that I do with my clients and with myself is I really ask myself, what would the old Mandy do? And what would the new Mandy do? Like if a situation or a risk or a conflict is being presented to me at some sort of moment, I have to sit within myself, and instead of just reacting to the situation, I have to sit there and ask myself, all right, how to get out of this fear? Am I making this decision based off the old Mandy or the new Mandy? Every single day, I literally go through a period of who do I need to become in order to obtain this? If I really want to reach out and help other people, who do I need to become to serve those people? I need to talk my walk, not walk the talk. So every single thing that I say to you, every single thing that I say to my clients, everything that I say on social media is something that I have personally been through. And I've been through so much hell. I've been through a lot. But within that has been an incredible gift of transformation and awakening. And there now I'm able to connect so deeply with other people. And so many people, this last week I had a couple people, you know what, Mandy, I realized I'm not really ready to focus on a relationship. I really need to focus on me. And it was such a craziness, a crazy thing to me. Like, well, of course, that's why you're without a relationship, is because you're supposed to focus on yourself right now. It's not about the relationship. It's not about the lack of a relationship. It's about focusing on you and where you're at in your life, and to tweak the things in your life to make you worthy of the relationship that you already have, just not in your physical possession yet. And that applies to all areas of our life. If we want a thriving business that, lets us be able to spend more time at home with our family, lets us travel more, have more financial freedom, have more independence, whatever money means to you, who do you need to become in order to have that in your life? Every single day, we need to step into that. Who do I need to become? Everybody lives in a comfort zone. We all have our comfort zone. And let's say our comfort zone is here, but what we want is right here. There's a gap there, right? There's a gap in frequency. So every single day we need to raise our frequency up higher in order to obtain this goal. If you want to have something that you've never had before, you need to make decisions that you've never made before. You need to look at the person that you're becoming and ask yourself, not only what do I need to do, or what do I need to do, what do I need to become to have that, what do I need to let go of in order to have that? What are you gripping onto? What belief do you have that's so strongly ingrained in you, that is not even yours to begin with? It's society's beliefs, it's your mom's beliefs, it's your dad's beliefs, it's your cousin's beliefs, your uncle, grandma, grandpa. They're not your beliefs. They're not your beliefs. So let go of the things that are no longer serving the person you're supposed to become. The situations that we're all in right now is because of the people that we're being, not the people we're becoming. So if our relationships suck right now, it's because we're being that. So we need to show up a little bit more for ourselves so we can show up for our partner. If our bank accounts aren't where we want them to be, we need to show up for ourselves in that area too, and figure out how we can be creative in making more money, and realizing, just really realizing, what is it that I'm holding on to? One thing that was really, really important in my journey was giving up media, right? Because media, there's advertisements everywhere, on the radio, commercials, everything. They're constantly telling us in our Western culture that we're not worthy. You're not good enough. Even if you have this fancy sports car, there's one that's even more expensive that you don't have yet. We're constantly being reminded every single day of what we don't have. So do yourselves a favor and cut that out of your lives so you can focus on not having it, but how do I obtain it? Not no longer saying I can't afford it, how can I afford it? I don't have any love in my life, so how can I show more love? We're all familiar with affirmations. When I learned the process of affirmations years ago, I thought it really was just a series of saying affirmations in my head. I am beautiful, I am love, I am this, I am that. And I'm just every single time I was doing all these things and I wasn't getting the results, right? And I wasn't feeling any better. And then until later on, I learned that there was an energy exchange that had to be done in order to make myself believe whatever it is I was trying to reprogram my brain to believe in. And then go even on a deeper discovery to go underneath to figure out why it is I was believing it in the first place. It's like having your hair fall out. You know, you go every morning, you're like combing your hair. You're like, geez, my hair is falling out. Well, geez, I need to go and buy some, hair thickening shampoo, right, to make my hair thicker, right? But there's something underlying that's causing your hair to fall out. So no matter what kind of hair thickening shampoo that you use in your hair isn't going to get any thicker. It's still going to fall out. You have to go to the root of what is causing it to fall out. Many years ago, I had issues with my thyroid, right? So I was seeing doctors for like 3 years on my thyroid, trying to treat it, and it wasn't getting any better. So I ended up having radiation on my thyroid. And so now my thyroid's dead, and I have to take pills every day. But then after that, we thought that was going to fix it. So for so many years, every 6 weeks, I was going in and getting new blood work done to get because my thyroid wasn't balancing even with the medications. All we did was try and cover up the symptom. We didn't cover up we didn't go and discover what the root of the problem was. What the root of the problem was I was in a situation in my life where I was constantly saying, why me? Why don't I deserve this? Why do other people get all this and I don't? Why am I unhappy and some other people are able to be happy? Why me? I was in a victim mentality. And that triggers your thyroid. So until I went down deep and discovered that thinking that I had, those beliefs that I had that was causing that illness in my life, that's when my thyroid finally balanced out. And that was like a 5-year battle with my thyroid, like a 5-year battle for a very long time. I've been dealing with that since 2010. So it's really about really digging deep into the feelings of what is holding you and why are you holding on to it? If it's not serving you, if it's not making you happy, why are you still holding on to it? If you're constantly saying, I'm broke, and it's not making you any happy, not making you happy, why are you holding on to that story? Why are you holding on to that belief? And I really, really wanted to share that message today because it really showed up for me very heavily. And I told Denise several times, I never know what I'm going to say. Like if I'm speaking publicly, I never know what I'm going to say. And it's so funny because every single time I set something up to do like a workshop or speak in front of somebody or whatever, I feel like things kind of hit the fan for me that previous week. Like, I'm not kidding. And it's like, and I joke about it in a very loving way. It's like the universe's way of making me go through some sort of lesson and just reminding myself about like the frustration and the pain in order to like really show that passion to other people instead of saying a story that happened to me like 4 or 5 years ago. It's like, no, this actually happened to me this week, right? And it's like, but it's true. Like this week, Paul and I, with the new moon, and I'm not going to get too woo-woo into this, but I'm just going to go into what the new moon represents. The new moon is dark. The new moon is dark. We can't see it. And that's why the energy of the new moon is so strong, because it's all about representing us into jumping into the unknown. It's all about trust, it's all about surrender, and it's all about receiving. And that's all abundance. Those are the words of abundance. If we really want to have everything it is that we want in life, we have to trust, we have to surrender, and we have to receive. So Paul and I, we went out to, we live in the concrete jungle of Old Town Scottsdale, right? So there's not like a lot of grass and parks and stuff. So we had this grand idea to go into Civic Center Park and do the ritual under the new moon, and things just weren't working out, right? Like literally the wind was so strong, kept on blowing out our candles, the lighter ran out of lighter fluid, I left my notebook in the car, all this crazy stuff. It was just insane. I was like, what is going on? And then earlier that week I was shooting a video for my website, And we tried shooting this video, I don't even know, like 10 different times. And we had to go to 10 different spots. There was these dogs barking. And we live in like this little, a hidden like pocket. There's no traffic there. But like a motorcycle comes by, a large sports car with this really loud engine drives by. Literally, I was like, what is going on? So finally we find this like little nook of grass. And we go and shoot the video over there. And it was like, finally, it's quiet. And I'm right in the middle of the video, and the sprinklers come on. I swear. And we all start running out of there, and we were just like, oh my gosh, like, why isn't this working? Like, all I wanted to do was shoot a video, you know? But for some reason, the universe didn't want me to shoot that video at that time. Maybe because the message that I was trying to portray in the video, maybe there was something that I needed to go through in order to shoot that video. So at that time, we were just like, forget it. You know, God just doesn't want us to shoot this video today, so we're not shooting video today. But instead of getting upset about it, it was like, all right, I trust that you had a reason why I'm not supposed to shoot the video today. Something so small as shooting a freaking video. We shoot videos every single day. But for some reason on that day, I wasn't supposed to shoot a video. But you gotta trust in that. Let go of the old beliefs that are not serving your higher purpose, and trust that it's for your best and highest good. Let go. Let go of what's theirs and keep what's yours. Of course, we all have core values that we really should stick to. You know, those are our moral compass that keeps us going forward. But that's why it's really important to develop a why. And that was the whole point of the new moon, of that thing. Paul and I really sat there in Old Town Scottsdale at midnight, writing out our why it is we get up every morning, why it is that we do what we do, why it is that I go through these ups and downs and hills and valleys and frustrations and high, exuberance of whatever, and then like these pitfalls where it's just like, why do I do what I do? Right? Every single day it's like that, because I'm in the beginning stages of a really amazing business. So, eventually it'll be smooth sailing. That's what they say. But to get you through those highs and lows, I have to constantly be shedding things. Constantly be shedding. It's like, I love to use the analogy of being a mummy. You're like wrapped up, like as a mummy. And you're constantly shedding these beliefs that don't serve you. You're constantly shedding them. And you're just like, oh my gosh, another layer, another layer, another layer. And then there's like a tear, and you're finally, oh my gosh, I reached the end. You're like celebrating, and then you look down and you're like, oh my gosh, it was just broken right there. And it's like time to go and unravel more and more and more and more. It's like a constant process of unraveling and self-discovery. But the more you do that, you connect so deeply with yourself that you're connecting very deeply with your partners. And that's what relationships are about. That's what makes a really epic relationship. And understanding that the person that you're bringing into your life isn't just to fill like little area. If we have a belief that we're lonely or we're not worthy, not bringing in a partner to think that, oh my gosh, they're going to cover up that loneliness. Fixing that loneliness in yourself and realizing that your partner is just an extra set of energy to catapult you into a new dimension. There's no duality in the universe. No duality. Paul and I were talking about this last night. It's you, me, and three. There's you, there's me, and there's a relationship. And you never lose sight of yourself in a relationship. Never. I don't care what relationship it is. Not being enmeshed in any process. One thing that I learned, I can't remember I've got so many mentors, so I get them all confused, but I had a mentor who said this, and it was very powerful. Never get attached to anything that can be taken away from you. And then I used that on a client a couple weeks ago, actually, and she says, well, Mandy, everything can be taken away from us. I said, exactly. The only thing that cannot be taken from you is yourself. So if you're going to attach onto something, the only person or the only thing on this planet you attach onto is yourself. That's the only thing that can't be taken away from you. And I'll use this as an example. My sister is back there, and she's here with my little nephew, who's only like a year and a half old, right? And then my two daughters are here with me, who my daughter's gonna be 20 and my other daughter's 18. Okay? We get really attached to, let's say, the attachment of being a mother. Okay? We get attached to a mother. I'm a mother. I've got to do everything for my children. At some point, your kids are going to leave you. I was a teenage mom. My kids were the only thing I had that kept me going every single day. Last August, both of my daughters left me. They both left me. They're both adults. They both left the house. And they didn't even do what I was hoping that they would do and go to the same college. They went to colleges on the opposite end of each other, right? And that's what I was hoping they were going to do, so I can at least see them, more frequently together. No, I have to drive to Tucson to see one. I have to drive to Flagstaff to see the other. And even driving my kids to church here, they didn't want to come because it was impinging on their time, and they wanted to spend time with their friends. I don't even have my kids anymore. Of course they're still there, and they're always going to be there, but I have to let them go and be adults. And even though their decisions that they make are decisions that I wouldn't make for them, I have to give them that. I have to let go of that attachment. I had to, and that was hard for me. That was really hard. I thought it was going to be easy. I was like, woohoo, my daughters are out of the house. Thank God, hallelujah, I'm an empty nester. I was so excited for that. But then I was slapped with the reality that, oh my gosh, who am I? I had to do some self-discovery about who I am because I lost myself in being a parent. So even as something as precious as our own children, we can't even attach to that because it can be taken from us. So anyways, I really, really wanted to just really share that message today and really help you guys to understand, when the darkness presents itself, instead of stopping and being like, nope, I don't know what's on the other end, really jumping into that feminine energy. We all, men and women, we both have that masculine and feminine energy, and it should be balanced. And that masculine energy is planning and controlling, where that feminine energy is surrendering and trusting and receiving. So when you are at that place when that darkness comes up and that fear comes up, you just got to take a few deep breaths. I'm taking this as an amazing opportunity for growth, because I know at the end of the darkness, there will be sunlight. There will be sunlight. And if you really go into it with a full faith of trust, God will support you. You will always be supported. So it's about really just taking that next step. All right, I did it. I'm taking the next step. I did it again. I did it again. I did it again. I did it again. And not always needing to know what's on the other end, because we logically don't know what's good for us. Sometimes we say we think that this is going to be good for us, and this is going to be good for us, and this and this and this and this and this, and it turns out that we're always back in the same position. If you just literally trust and surrender to the divine, then guess what? You will be rewarded with exactly what it is that you need. Paul came into my life at a really crazy time. I was happy. I really was. I had gone through a period where I was really happy being single. I really enjoyed being single at that time. Paul showed up in my life and challenged every single thing about myself. He challenged me. He still challenges me every single day. And it was funny because it wouldn't have been something that I would have chosen. In every other relationship, it was something I ran from. But for some reason, I had a new awareness of what was going on, and realizing what he was challenging me on it had nothing to do with him. He was just bringing up stuff in myself, which literally ran me through a course of really deep diving into my beliefs. And every single time, Paul and I have some kind of conflict, or if he's irritating me like he usually does, I have to go into some self-discovery and be like, all right, what is showing up? when other people outside of our relationship irritate me, what is showing up? And that's what got me into this, because I had a lot of irritations this week. I had a lot, but it was all my beliefs. So anyways, I really wanted to share that message with you guys, and I hope those of you who did come today, that message did connect and resonate in some way or another.